You can join me this evening for a impromptu online yoga class. Never done live full yoga class, so we'll see how that. I have a blanket for Shavasana because my house is not that warm and we are used to a hot yoga class. And I'm not exactly sure how long will be this class. I don't have a clock here, so I might need to look at my cell phone to know what time it is. So we'll just go with it for today because we're flexible yogis and we're good with anything. So find yourself in a comfortable seat, however it may look to you. You can sit on the block or in your blanket. For the bolster, you can also use your sofa cushion. We'll just get very inventive MacGyvers. And then close your eyes. And imagine you are in a yoga studio or wherever you want to be right now. So bringing full deep breaths into the body. Full deep inhales. A little bit longer exhales. Constricting the back of the throat, making the sound of ocean. So the breath is audible, right? Warming up the breath from within, the body from within. And today, let's make it very simple. You just moving, breathing, trying to create this little bubble, little aura around your yoga mat of just being quiet with yourself, away from the madness and uncertainty. Just being with yourself. Nothing else matters for the next 70 or so minutes, but you, your movement, and the breath. Thank yourself for showing up. Blink your eyes open. Find yourself into all fours, tabletop position. Moving through cat-cow at your own pace. So the wrists under the shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees under the hips, hip width apart. The inhale, release the belly down, lift the sit bones up, pull the chest forward. The exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, press the mat away from you. Inhale, release the belly down, lift the sit bones up, pull the chest forward. On the exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, press the mat away from you. Start moving at your own pace. Maybe you need to be moving a little bit faster or a little bit slower. Close your eyes, go within. The beauty of online classes, you can be right now in your pajamas and nobody will judge. But I hope you don't skip push-ups and you don't skip abs today, because I will know. If you come soft in my class, in a month or so, I will know that you skip push-ups and abs. And keep moving. Maybe you want to sway side to side, finding the side body stretch. I'll try to do these yoga classes at least once a day, or hopefully maybe twice a day. Come into the fingertips. Feeling a little bit deeper stretch. Keep connecting to the breath. We all need a little bit more yoga in these uncertain times. I love being at home, so for me this is really fun. Maybe coming back into tabletop. This is like my dream job, to stay at home and teach from my house, where I don't even have to come out. Perfect. And then coming into downward facing dog. So walk the hands forward a couple of inches, tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up, and walk out the downward dog. First downward facing dog. Then maybe your house is a little bit cool right now. Mine is set at 73 and my body feels still quite cool. So feeling the stretch in the backs of your legs, the hamstrings, the calves. ankles, feeling the stretch in the shoulders and the chest, squeezing the elbows towards the ground and towards each other. So biceps roll up towards the sky, triceps towards the ground. And finding a little bit more space in the backs of your legs, lengthening through the waist, lifting the tail up. And then slowly walk your feet, maybe on the tippy toes, forward into forward fold. Feet about hip width apart, bend the knees generously. Grab onto opposite elbows, release the top of your head towards the ground. You can hang here in the middle or sway side to side. Again, finding intelligent movement that feels good in your body. And you can make all kind of weird noises and moans and groans, and nobody gonna judge you and nobody will ever know. Maybe even you sway to one side, straighten the opposite leg. And I'm going the opposite direction. Feeling the hamstring, the side body stretch, tibia stretch. And come back to center. Slowly roll yourself up into standing. Feet together, big toes touch. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, slight bend knees. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank. So if a plank is too much, you can always release the knees down into the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, knees come down, chest, chin come down, slide through, untuck the toes. Squeeze the ankles to the chest, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, cobra pose. Pull the chest towards the top of your mat. Exhale, lower down. Couple more like that. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the chest forward, draw the shoulders down your back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the chest forward, long neck. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then press onto the knees or straight into a high plank. Walk out to downward dog, wag your tail, loosening up the lower back. And then you're ready, come into the tippy toes. Either quietly jump or step forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank pose. Hold the plank, engage the core here. Circles over your wrists. Transferring your weight from one palm then to the other. You can do this also on your knees. Go opposite direction. Keep the core engaged. Come back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, knees come down, chest, chin come down, slide through, untuck the toes. Interlace the fingers behind your tail or grab onto the buttocks. Keep your feet on the ground. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the knuckles back. Exhale, lower down, reach the knuckles to the sky. Inhale, lift up, reach the knuckles towards your heels. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Exhale, lower down. One more. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the knuckles back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the hands under the shoulders, maybe tuck the toes, press into high plank or onto the knees, downward facing dog. Walk out to downward dog. You can come into your tippy toes, release the heels to the right side of your mat. Shifting the hips to the right side of the room, feeling the stretch in the left side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, release the heels to the left side. Shifting the hips to the left side of your body, of the mat, to feel the stretch in the right side of your body. Keep your shoulders looking squarely towards the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Stay on your tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump quietly between your thumbs. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. All right, so in the plank pose, you can totally hang out here. You can lift the left foot off the ground. And if you want more, maybe reach the right fingertips forward too. And if you still want more, bring the right elbow to the left knee 3 times. I know. It's tough. If you haven't been to my classes, this would be, what is this? I'm just trying to raise a super yogi squat. Release the palm, release the toes down, lift the right foot up. You can stay here or reach maybe the left fingertips forward. You can go slow. The slower you go, the less jarring it will be for your shoulders. Release the palm, release the toes down. Inhale here. Exhale, knees come down, chest, chin come down, slide through, untuck the toes. All right, bring the arms into the field goal, so the elbow shoulder height, palms facing down. Inhale, lift everything you got. Lift your palms, lift your chest, and lift your feet off the ground. Maybe the thighs come off the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, squeeze the elbows, pinch the shoulders, lift the chest a little bit higher. Inhale, back up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows, pinch the shoulders, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, back up. One more. Exhale, bend the elbows, pinch the shoulder blades, squeeze, shoulder height. Left hand comes under the left shoulder. Roll yourself onto the right side of your body. And maybe lifting the left foot towards the sky. Bend the left knee, reaching the left foot towards your right wrist. Feeling the stretch in the left hip flexors. If it's too much for your lower back, reach the tail towards the back of your mat. The left hand can be reaching up towards the sky to open up your chest. And come back to center. Bring the right hand under the right shoulder. Straighten the left hand to the left side of the room. So the wrist is shoulder height. So it's a nice T. And then roll yourself onto the right side of the body. That's your left side of the body. Reaching the right foot towards the sky. Bend the knee and the flexors. And then to the left shoulder, because it's a lot, you can feel it. Spread the fingers wide. Maybe reaching the right fingertips towards the sky, opening up the chest. Full deep breaths. And release, come back onto the belly. And we'll bring both hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes. Lift your kneecaps off the ground, engage the core, squeeze elbows in and press the mat away from you into the plank pose, downward facing dog. Come into the tippy toes, bend the knees, step or jump or even reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll be moving now a little bit faster through classical sun salutations, not lifting the hands up, and through regular vinyasas with upward facing dog, just to build up a little bit more heat in the body. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, heels come down, step the left foot back, knee comes down. Inhale, pull the chest forward, sink the left hip towards the ground, feeling the stretch in the left hip flexors and the right hip. And exhale, step back into the plank, lower down halfway. Yes, that's right. Everything in one. Exhale. Inhale into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over the wrist, knee to the chest. If it's too much, release the right knee onto the ground. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the mat away from you. Lift the knee closer to the chest. And step it through. Release the back knee down. You don't have to untuck the toes. Pull the chest forward. Feeling the stretch in the right hip flexors. Inhale here. Exhale, step forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Step right foot back. Knee comes down. Don't even have to release the knee too much on the ground. You can press through the exhale, step back into the plank. Go to vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Draw the shoulders down your back. Squeeze the glutes here. Lift kneecaps up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Right knee, left knee could be on the ground. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Crunch the core. Lift through the upper back towards the sky. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the mat away from you a little bit more. And step it through. Release the back knee down or slightly hover just above the ground. Pull the chest forward. Press through the ball of your left foot. And exhale, step forward into exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Step to the left foot back. Knee comes down. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the feet toward the shoulder. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, straighten the front leg. Flex the foot towards your face. Feeling the stretch in the right hamstring. Inhale into flat back. The hands could be here on the blocks. And exhale, bow forward over the front leg. Let's move. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Couple more. Inhale, flat back. Right towards your toes or towards the front of the mat. And when you're ready, bend the front knee, step back into the plank pose. Lower down halfway. Press up. Downward facing dog. I know. You all expected something else. Inhale into the plank. Exhale, lower down. Press up. Downward facing dog. Inhale into the plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Press up. Downward facing dog. One more. Come into the plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Press up. Downward facing dog. All right. Inhale the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Release the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. And exhale, hands come down onto the floor of the block. Straighten the front leg. Flex the foot. Inhale into flat back. And exhale, bow forward over the front leg. Inhale into flat back, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, flat back, reach the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Guess what? I lied. One more. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Press the heel into the ground. Pull the heel to the back of your mat. Keep flexing the toes towards your face. Reach actively the heart forward and tilt the tail towards the sky. Maybe just 1 millimeter. That will give you a deeper stretch in the back of the left leg. Fold your breaths. And when you're ready, bend the front. Swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Step the right foot back. Knee comes down. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the left hip in. And reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Keep squeezing the left hip in. Reaching the left fingertips towards the sky. Squeeze the left heel to the back of your mat. So engaging here your pelvic floor. If you want a little bit more, maybe lift the back, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. And maybe you start reaching left fingertips towards the sky so much that you let go of the floor. Long spine. The tail is reaching towards your right heel, and the top of your head reaching towards the front of your room, or wherever. And release. Step back into the plank. Alrighty then, lower down halfway. Press up. Downward facing dog. You can do this on your knees. Inhale into the plank pose. Exhale, lower down halfway. Press up. Downward facing dog. Inhale into the plank pose. Exhale, lower down halfway. Hold it here for 5, 4. No, my head is not touching the blocks. 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes so you're on the tops of your feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale into upward facing dog. Where the knees come down onto the ground and bend the elbows. 1. Keep the toes untucked. Lower down halfway. Hold it for 5, 4. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes. Slowly press up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Woo, the arms are cooking. Inhale the right foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Release the back knee down. You don't have to untuck the back toes. Squeeze the right hip in. Twist just from above your belly button. Reach the right fingertips towards the sky. Keep reaching the top of your head towards the top of the room, towards the top of your mat, or that direction. Squeezing the right hip towards the middle of your mat. Breathe into the belly. If you want more, tucking the back toes, lift the back heel off, back knee off the floor, but squeeze the right hip in. So you're twisting still from your thoracic spine here. And maybe you start squeezing the feet towards each other so much, reaching the right fingertips towards the sky so much that you can let go of the floor. Keep breathing into the body. A little bit burning on the legs. Perfect. We're just getting started, by the way. Fold your breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands down. Step forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Slide bend knees, reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank, go to a vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come into the tippy toes, bend the knees, step, jump, float forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Feel the backs of your legs. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back. Or jump, lower down halfway. Inhale into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come into the tippy toes, bend the knees. Step, jump, float forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back, or jump, go through vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths into downward facing dog. Keep breathing into the shoulders so the arms are pretty nice and warm. We also got a little bit more space in the backs of your legs. You can feel that. Oh, but we can't feel the core yet. Come into the tippy toes, bend the knees. Look forward, try to jump through your wrists onto the sit bones and onto your backs. That's right. So you're on the quarantine. It doesn't mean that we're skipping abs. Not skipping abs whatsoever. I'll be here every day to take care of that. All right, bring the feet towards the sky. Unless you're pregnant, you're not doing this. If you just had a baby, can you have your legs on the ground and maybe hands on the obliques and just pushing the abs together? You can also have your hands on the belly so that you engage the entire core, not just your abdominal recti. All right. Everyone else, feet towards the sky. Interlace the fingers behind your heads. Inhale, lift the shoulder blades off the floor. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. So that's a small movement to press the low back into the ground. Exhale towards the left thigh, left shoulder blade off the ground. Lowering down the right leg slowly for 5, 4. If it's hurting your lower back is arching. You don't have to lower the right leg all the way down to the floor. Or press the left foot into the ground to keep the low back pressing into the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the ground. Lowering down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2. The right foot could be on the ground. Keep your low back flat on the floor. 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Shoulder blades stay off the ground. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the left thigh, lowering down the right leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Don't forget your Burpee feet. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the floor, lowering down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3. Pull belly button towards the ground. 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the left thigh, left shoulder blade off the ground, lowering down the right leg slowly for 5, 4, 3. Space between chin and chest. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the ground. Exhale towards the left thigh, lowering down the right leg slowly for 5, 4, 3. Curling from the core. Keep low back pressing into the floor. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the ground, lowering down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3. Pull belly button towards the ground. 2, 1. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the left thigh, lowering down the right leg slowly for 5, 4. I know it's still happening. 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Bring both hands outside the left thigh, reaching forward for 5. Pull belly button towards the ground. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. Pull belly button towards the ground. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands behind your head. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the ground. Lowering down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding here. Bring both hands outside the right thigh, reaching forward for 5. Pull belly button towards the ground. 4, 3, 2, And 1. Hold it. Squeeze the belly button towards the ground. Squeeze the inhale, high. Squeeze, reach a little bit higher. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the knees to chest, squeeze side to side for just 1 breath. And then reach your feet towards the sky. If your neck is tired and you want a little bit of a rest, you can have your head on the ground. If you want a little bit more, lift your shoulder blades off the floor and your head off the floor. Now lower the right leg towards the ground. The hands grab onto the hamstring, the calf of the heel, pulling the heel towards you. And switch. Pull belly button towards the floor and switch. And switch. Keep switching. Feeling the stretch in the backs of the legs. Reach out to the balls of your feet. Flex the toes. Keep pulling the belly button towards the ground. And then start making scissoring again with your feet. Maybe hands are on the ground. Maybe even bring the hands under your sacrum. You can have your head on the ground, fluttering. Pull belly button towards the floor. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Bring the knees to chest, squeeze side to side. When you're ready, bring the hands underneath your knees so you can just sway side to side. If it feels good, tuck the chin towards your chest, rocking and rolling. I know. This feels quite nice. And then you're ready, going to rock and roll vinyasa. So cross the ankles, plant the palms, either step or jump back, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend, upward dog, or cobra, or even sphinx pose. And pull the chest between your arms, feeling the stretch in the abs. This is the best part of this class. It's always, you know that you're done the warm-up and you can start doing some yoga. So let's do that. Release the head down. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Find yourself into downward facing dog. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is well and feeling much, much warmer than we started. Let's do B series sun salutations. Come onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward, step, jump, float forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Big toes touching the heels slightly apart. Bend the knees a lot, sit down into the chair pose. Reach the tail to the ground. Lift the low belly button in and up. Low belly, not the low belly button like we have the high belly button. I hope that is not true, but who knows? Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back or jump. Go to vinyasa. Lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Spin the back heel 90 degrees. Not 90, 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Lift the chest up, straighten the back leg, press the blade edge of your back foot into the floor, roll the right hip close, inhale here. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank, go to vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back, then maybe extra push-ups. Yeah, don't forget extra push-ups, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, spin the back heel 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Tuck in the bottom of the rib cage, reach the tail to the floor, draw the shoulders down your back, squeeze the elbows in, pinkies are spinning toward the inhale here. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank, go to vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back, then squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come into the tippy toes, bend the knees, step, jump, float forward into forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, sit down into a chair pose. Straighten the legs, reach up, maybe slight back bend here. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank, go to your vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch the core. The right knee could be on the floor. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch the core, press the mat away from you a little bit more, and step it through. Inhale, high lunge, reach your hands up towards the sky. Press through, ball your back foot. Straighten the back leg, sink into the front knee. Shoulders away from ears, inhale here. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover, bend the elbows to feel goals, pinch the shoulders onto your back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee, bend the elbows, lift the chest towards the sky. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee, bend the elbows, lift the chest up. One more, inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee, bend the elbows, lift the heart up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Lean forward 45 degrees. Start squeezing the left hip in and twisting from thoracic spine. Keep your hips stable and maybe right elbow does not touch the left knee. Pressing through, ball your back foot, straighten the back leg. If the legs are cooking, maybe release the back knee onto the floor. Full deep breaths, keep squeezing the left hip in. Maybe start feeling a little bit more warmth in the left thigh, left hamstring, left glute. And then release the hands down to either side of your front foot. Step the back foot a little bit closer, pyramid pose. Let's stretch out that hamstring. Maybe the hands come onto the blocks. Inhale into flat back. And exhale, bow forward over the front leg. Reaching your heart forward. Press the left heel into the floor and pull the heel to the back of your mat. Trying to square off the hips, but also engaging the left hamstring. Full deep breaths. Calm down your nervous system. You know we have a little bit more. Keep breathing into the body. Doing yoga and teaching yoga is much, much harder. Like right now, my brain, like, what did we just do? It's much easier to walk around and just teach, and it's easier to remember the sequence. So if I forget something, I apologize. Not really. If you caught me blundering something, catch it, pause it, rewind it, do exactly what we did on the other side. So you can even yourself out. And are not so tired, maybe a couple of push-ups now. And then inhale into the back bends. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up to the sky. Left knee could be on the ground. Exhale, knee to nose. Shoulders over the wrist. Bring the knee closer to the chest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Reach your hands up towards the sky. It's very active, very strong, fierce pose. Reaching the tail to the floor. Sink into the front knee. Straighten the back leg as much as you can. Feeling the stretch in the front of the left hip. All right, squeezing the right hip towards the middle of the mat. Let's do this. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the back knee. Squeeze the elbows. Lift the chest towards the sky. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee. Press through wall your back foot. Pinch the shoulders onto your back. Lift the heart up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Bend the elbows. Lift the chest up. Last one. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover, bend the elbows, lift the chest, squeeze the right hip in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Lean forward so that the back of your spine is parallel to the back leg. Squeeze the right hip in. And now start twisting from your thoracic spine. Squeezing the right hip in so it's not jetting out. I know you're not in a public yoga class where there's nobody to show off your assets. So keep it in line. Keep drawing, squeezing the heels towards each other. Feeling the warmth. Press through the ball of your back foot. My legs are shaking. Probably my legs are my weakest point, so anything on the legs is like, woo. But we all need it. And then you're ready, release the hands down. To either side of your front foot, step the back foot a little bit closer for a pyramid pose. So both legs are straight, both heels on the ground. If you can reach the floor, great. If you need a little bit easier time in this pose, maybe bring the hands onto the blocks. Inhale into flat back. And exhale, bow forward over the front leg. Press the right heel into the ground. Drag the right heel to the back of your mat. That squares off the hips. Keep reaching the heart forward. Maybe the toes come off the floor. Squeeze the right hip in. Drawing the heel to the back of your mat, the front heel that is. Keep reaching the heart forward, lifting the tail 1 millimeter towards the sky. Trying to sandwich the belly onto the quad and the heart onto the knees. Full deep breaths, not on the knees, on the front knee. Oh my. Talking nonsense already. And some people that join, maybe they're not used to my accent. So like, what is she talking about? And maybe I talk a little bit too fast, who knows? Enjoy the stretch nonetheless. Keep breathing into the body. Mindful breaths. Staying in this moment, in this stretch. Nothing else matters in your life right now. And then you're ready, release the pose, so bend the front knee. Step the left foot to the back of your mat. Step the right foot to the back of your mat. Go to your vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back, then pull the chest forward. Ooh, maybe come back into low push-up, tuck the toes. Press up, facing dog. Come into the tippy toes, bend your knees. Step, jump, float forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, down into the chair pose. All right, bring the hands to the heart and twist towards the left side. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Now, it's very easy to twist from the sacrum. Not so great for your hips health. So keep squeezing the knees towards each other. Keep them together. And then twisting, not from the hips, but from your thoracic spine. So just from above the belly button. And sink the butt a little bit closer towards the ground. Lift the chest a little bit higher off your thigh. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, twist to the right side. Left elbow outside the right knee. The top of the head is reaching forward. And your tail is reaching towards the back of your mat. Try to spiral the heels to the sides of the mat like you want to rip your mat right in between your heels. Keep squeezing the knees towards each other or your thighs. Yes. Full deep breaths into the belly. And release into the forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step backward, jump, go through your vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Maybe open up the hip. If it's too much for your upper body, release the right knee onto the ground. Lifting you a little bit higher towards the sky. And reach the right heel closer towards the floor, feeling the stretch in the back of your right leg. Lift your knee a little bit higher, and then the knee a little bit more, squeezing the left heel towards your left glute. Come really high into your right tippy toes. And exhale, left knee to right armpit, cross the body, twist. Inhale back, open up the hip. And exhale, come really high into right tippy toes. Bring the left knee to right armpit, cross the body, twist. Inhale back up, open up the hip. Come really bend the right heel to the left side of your mat. If you can, reach the right fingertips towards the sky. And maybe reaching the left leg forward. Maybe making a couple of circles. Whoop, whoop. And then release the blade edge of your left foot onto the ground, fall in triangle. You can totally hang out here if you want more. Lower the hips to the floor. Toes point towards the sky. Don't touch the floor. Press into the heels. Lift the hips up. And then lower the hips down. Lift the hips up. Lower the hips down. Lift the hips up. Lower the hips down. And lift the hips up. And come back onto your right tippy toes. Release the right hand down. Now pull the chest forward, feeling the stretch in the left IT band. Releasing the hip closer towards the floor. Feeling, pulling the chest forward. It's a little bit like a wonky upward facing dog. When you're ready, gather the knee to the chest. Then step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Open up the arms into the T. Squeeze the left hip in, lowering down right hand towards the floor. The same line as your left foot and reaching left fingertips towards the sky. Keep squeezing the left hip in. Straighten the back leg a little bit more. Sink into the front knee a little bit more. Lengthen the spine a little bit more. And then release the left hand down and the right hand down. Step the back foot a little bit closer. Coming into revolved triangle. If you need a block, bring the block either to the right side of your mat, to the inside of your left foot or outside of your left foot. But we'll be moving here, so squeeze the left hip in. Inhale, reach your left fingertips to the sky. Inhale into revolved triangle. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, revolve triangle. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, revolve triangle. Hold it here. Press the left heel into the ground. Pull the heel to the back of your mat. Try to stack your arms on top of each other. Reach the tail to the back of your room and the top of your head to the front of the room. And then release the left hand down. Bend the left knee, stepping into warrior three pose. The hands could come onto the block or the blocks. Maybe the hands come to the heart or along beside your hips or even in the airplane mode. Keep lowering down your right hip to the floor. Lifting the chest up and the right heel a little bit higher. Squeezing the left hip in. When you're ready, bend the left knee a lot. It gets glued onto the quad. Lower the hips and the back foot as low as you can. And gracefully step back into high lunge. Reach the hands up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into the plank. Go through vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Ooh, maybe extra push-up. Downward facing dog. Guess what? Second side. Ooh, so maybe walk out the downward facing dog. I don't give child's poses in my classes, and my tribe knows why. It's because I don't want anyone to get lazy and they're like, ooh, but I like child pose so much, I don't want to get going again. So that's why I have a plan here, not to give anyone resting poses. So let's do this. Inhale, the right foot up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Square off your right shoulder towards the ground. Lift your right knee towards the sky and squeeze the right heel towards your right glute. Actively reach the left heel to the ground, feeling the stretch in the back of your left leg. Equal weight between your palms. Let's start moving. Come high onto your left tippy toes. And on the exhale, bring the right knee to right, left armpit. Cross the body twist. Inhale back up, open up the hip. Lift the knee up, reach the left heel to the floor. Then reach the left heel to the sky. And exhale, bring the right knee to left armpit or as high as you can. Keep your hips lifted. Inhale back up, open up the hip. And come really high onto your left tippy toes. Lift the right knee as high as you can. Keep the hips lifted as you bring the right knee to left armpit. Hold it here. Then spin the left heel to the right side of your mat. Through the right side of the body, lift your hips up. Reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Lifting the right knee up from your obliques. Maybe straighten the left leg. Maybe a couple of circles with your foot. And then release the blade edge of your foot onto the ground, fall in triangle. You can totally just hold it here. You can also come on your right forearm if your wrist can't take it. Otherwise, let's start moving a little bit. Release the hips towards the ground. Toes start pointing to the sky. Don't touch the floor with your butt. And lift the hips up, press into the heels. And then again, release the hips down. And lift the hips up. Release the hips down. And lift them up. Release the hips down. And lift them up. That was the last one. So come back onto your left tippy toes. Release the left palm onto the floor. And start lowering down the right hip towards the floor while trying to lower the left hip towards the ground as well. Feeling the stretch in the right hip, in the right IT band. Pulling the chest forward. Keep breathing into the outside of the right hip. And when you're ready, press the mat away from you. Gather the right knee to the chest. Shoulders over the wrists. And step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Bring the arms into the T. And start twisting, lowering down the left hand, the same line as your right heel. And then reaching your right fingertips towards the sky. Straighten the back leg as much as you can. The left leg. But squeeze the right hip in. Again, trying not to use the floor. Lengthening the spine, the top of your head reaching forward. And the tail is reaching to the left heel. Warming up the right glute and the right hamstring. Also, maybe the arms are cooking and the legs are cooking. And what is she talking? Warming up only glute and the hamstring. And then release the right hand down. Step the back foot a little bit closer. Getting ready for the revolved hat, the triangle. Mat, you can just reach your right hand up. This can be a revolved triangle. Doesn't have to be all compact. So maybe the left hand comes inside the right foot on the block, or maybe on the floor, or maybe even outside. It can be on the block, it can be on the floor, up to you. And then squeeze the right hip in, and then reach your right fingertips towards the sky. Inhale here, and exhale for a fold over the right leg. Let's do this a couple more times. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Exhale for a fold. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Squeeze the right hip in. Exhale for a fold. Last one. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Let's hold it here. Squeeze the right hip in, press the right heel into the ground, drag the heel to the back of your mat. Feeling very top of your hamstring, Or maybe you're feeling it everywhere, who knows? Straighten the back leg a little bit more. Reach the top of your head forward, straight spine, both sides of your waist the same length. And then release the right hand. Bend the right knee, stepping into warrior three pose. So the legs are cooking and we're getting fatigued by the end of the class. Can you find discipline here to hold this last standing pose? So roll the left hip towards the floor. Maybe hands come to the heart or airplane mode. Keep squeezing the right hip in. Lifting the left heel a bit high, lifting the chest a little bit high. Yes, the legs are fatigued, but who cares? Then the right knee, the knee bends a lot, so the belly lays down into the quad, and lowering down the foot, left foot to the back of your mat quietly. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come. This is last vinyasa. So if you need to do extra push-ups, this is your time to do so. Get everything out so you're ready for your dinner. I know. I'm so ready. And maybe one more upward facing dog just because. And downward facing dog. All right. Inhale the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, one-legged pigeon. Bring the left knee to the left side of your mat outside the left wrist. And the left foot to the right side of your mat. Wiggling the right foot to the back of your mat. And maybe the hands are on the blocks. Trying to find the space in the front of the right hip. Can be totally just stacked, shoulders stacked over the hips. Can be your pigeon. Can be also sleeping pigeon. And then the front knee is not happy, and just have your legs in the figure four. And if you're really flexible, maybe you're going for a double pigeon, because that's the only time that you can feel the piriform stretch. So coming back to the breath, forgetting already, should be letting go whatever we just did, and try to be in this present moment. And the present moment is the hip tension and a release, right? So start breathing fully, mindfully, feeling, being grateful for your body, for this outlet, for this practice. Breathing and calming down the breath. Making your exhales longer, turning on the sympathetic nervous system. Full, deep, mindful breaths. Actually, not sure if you can hear me if I talk quietly or not. Did not test that part yet. I'm sure some of you will give me feedback after this class, at least about the technical stuff. I know it's not perfect and it's not ideal, and maybe the picture is jumping a little bit, but it's better than nothing, right? And then you're ready. Walk yourself back up. Stepping into the downward facing dog. So tuck the back toes, start engaging the core. Maybe lift the left knee up, making big circles. Circling out. And going opposite direction. Keep squeezing the right hip in. And release the left foot onto the ground. Let's do the other side. Inhale the right foot up to the sky. Exhale, one-legged pigeon. Bring the right knee to the outside of your right wrist. The right foot to the left side of your mat. Shin can be diagonal on your mat. You don't have to bring the shin parallel to the top of your mat unless you have super open hips. Wiggle the left foot to the back of your mat to feel deeper stretch in the hips without ruining your front knee. And then maybe the hands are along the side of your hips, trying to puff up the chest. Your hands could be on the blocks. Even the blocks stacked on top of each other and just pressing into them gives you a little bit deeper stretch here. Actively press and flex the right foot, flex the foot, and actively press through the shin into the ground. And squeeze the right glute. And maybe I keep the back toes tucked, so this will give me a little bit deeper stretch in the front of the left hip, in the hip flexors. And maybe you stay here for a couple more breaths. And if you're on your back, be on your back on this side as well. And if you want to come into the forward fold, go for it. And again, don't just flop into your sleeping pigeon. Sleeping pigeon has to be also active. So squeeze the right glute. And keep drawing the right knee towards your right hip. Don't pour the weight into your upper body. So press the mat away from you, pushing the weight into your hips. Keep breathing into the body. Up and stopping to breathe, because some of you love this pose and some of you not so much. Start calming down your nervous system by lengthening your exhales and sending the breath to the outside of a right hip. Full deep breath. Keep breathing into the body. Also, the beauty of these online classes, you can be right now with your own personalized playlist. Keep breathing. Keep squeezing the right glute. And then you're ready. Walk yourself back up. Tuck the back toes, engage the core, so lifting the hips up. And then lift the right knee towards the sky, circle out the knee. I don't know, I'm having trouble today with right and left, who knows? Going opposite direction. And then you're ready, release the feet down to the ground. Walk out your downward dog, just wag your tail. Feel your body. I bet it's pretty nice and loose and pretty warm right now. And then you walk yourself forward and find yourself onto your back. Time it is. Bring the knees to chest, sway side to side. And then release the knees to the right side of your body. Hands into the T or field goals, palms facing up. If you're not feeling much of the stretch or the twist, you can scoot the hips to the left side of your mat a little bit more, so that your spine is more perpendicular in the middle in your mat, perpendicular to the top of your mat. Keep breathing into the belly, mindful breaths. Calming down the nervous system, and then bring the knees to the chest. Give your knees a hug, sway side to side. Resetting the spine, comforting the lower back. And then scoot the hips to the right side of your mat a little bit, releasing the knees to the left side of the mat. Hands into the T or field goals, palms facing up. Feeling the stretch in the right side of the body, right IT band, right glutes. And feeling the stretch in the right side of your ribcage and the right side of your waist. Also, maybe you're feeling it in your lower back, in the right shoulder, pec. How are you feeling? Don't discriminate. just observing. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I needed this stretch, or that's interesting. Yesterday wasn't tight there. Smoothing out the breath, mindfully breathing into the belly. And right now we lay down on the ground, so maybe you're cooling down, so it's time to put on a sweatshirt, or get your blanket out for Shavasana soon. When you're ready, bring the knees to the chest. Give your knees a hug, sway side to side. Coming into happy baby, bring the soles of the feet towards the sky, knees outside the rib cage, and swaying side to side. Who's a happy baby? And you roll around like there's no care in the world, because there isn't. When you're a baby, nothing really matters. Equals, maybe that feels pretty good. Hands can be inside your legs to bring the knees closer towards the ground. And then bring the knees to the chest. Give your knees a hug. Bury your nose between your knees. Curl up the tongue. Curl up the toes. Crunch up your face and every muscle you've got. And release. Final resting pose. So that's the beauty of doing yoga at home. We have everything at home, right? Cushions. You can build yourself a fort. And you can have your nice best Shavasana in the world. So you can cover yourself because you deserve it. So some blankets are nice because they weigh you a little bit and it gives you that groundedness a little bit more. So find yourself in the final resting pose. You can have your legs slightly bent. Spread out like a starfish, and it seems that maybe this pose is not necessary, but guess what? The most important part of your practice, the most important pose right now, what's happening in the world, is to take care of your nervous system. Because every time you hear some kind of news out there, you're bombarding your central nervous system. And we need to repair that part of the body. So this pose repairs your vagus nerve. So let yourself sink in. Let your body be heavy. Let go of all the tension from the physical body. Letting go tension in your face, in your forehead, in your jaw, in your scalp. Making everything go. Enjoying the stillness, the tingling in the body that practice brought to you. Making your breath subtle. You're no longer controlling your breath. All you're doing, you're observing your breath. And observing your breath sometimes starts to control the breath again. So just be with your breath. If you want the longer Shavasana, please stay there. If you want to start moving, start bringing conscious breaths back into the body. Wiggling your fingers, the toes. Sway your head side to side gently. That's another beauty of YouTube Live. You can pause it and enjoy a longer Shavasana. You can do your abs again, 5 times again. And then reach your arms over your head, coming into good morning stretch. Reach out through your feet, reach out through your fingertips, reach out. And exhale, bring the knees to the chest. Roll onto the right side, right bicep as a pillow. And then with the help of the left palm, press yourself up into seated. However, you're seated is good. I'm feeling nice and warm under the blanket. Bring the hands in front of your heart. Tuck your chin towards your chest, bow towards your great self. Thank yourself for giving this opportunity, healing opportunity, the time off for your brain, and showing up to your sacred space. And yoga mat will become the sacred space, your little bubble away from madness, from your thoughts going crazy, will be your safe haven. And use your yoga practice as your anchor. Something still stable in your life, even though everything else seems like a little bit of chaos. And it's okay. And I'll see you on the mat tomorrow in the mat. At the end of the class, we say namaste. And it literally means the light in me sees, recognizes, and bows to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'm sure my phone will be lit up with everyone's suggestions or feedback, and it's all good and welcome because I'm new at streaming. And if you have any other requests for different times, I'm thinking to do 9 a.m. class and 6 p.m. class. If you have any other requests or modifications for the schedule, and also YouTube Live is available to record for me for 12 hours, so you can rewind and redo this class. So maybe it's better if I do just one class a day, and then everyone can catch that class, whether it's live or it is pre-recorded that day. So it will be a variety of stuff that we do here. So I hope you did not skip push-ups and you didn't skip abs. Like I said, I will know. Until next time.